I started newspapers when I was like 13. Back then, newspapers was 2 days a week. It was Tuesdays and Fridays. And so I'd come home from school and do newspapers. Um, and at one point, inserts were Mondays and Wednesdays, or Thursdays. So it was Monday, Tuesday, you get Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday. After school, you do papers. Um, and then we're going to jump, okay? 2022. Yes, I've had work in between, but for the purpose of me processing the bullshit I'm going through in my brain, this is what I feel like is important to articulate for myself, and you're just along for the ride. So, 2022, late 2022 to early 2025, I worked a full-time job where my hours started at like 36, 37 hours, and then worked up to like 40 hours, and then back to like 36 hours. It had van run and teaching, so it would depend on the van run, the amount of hours that I would get. So the time period that I am processing at the moment is from like 2023 to 2025, like now. So newspapers and yeah, regular job. Husband worked out on a boat for a week at a time. We'd have to ice the boat, and you'd have like these big bucket lug things that you fill up with ice, and you drag them. And at the beginning, I would only drag the lugs like on to the trailer, and then from the trailer across the deck and onto the boat, and eventually towards the end, all the way into actually shoveling the ice into the buckets and then helping drag them. And in other words, I'll work a lot. And I'm not somebody that I don't like looking weak, or feeling weak. Actually, I don't really care what I look like. I don't like feeling weak. Like when people try to offer me help, my first thing is like, "What, you think I couldn't do it myself?" Like my mind's broken. I'm aware of this. I'm working on it. Yeah, that's why you're along for the ride, because we're working on it, and this is a journey of what it looks like to work on the shit, because this is the part that people don't really tell you about. They like give you brief little glimpses of it, but communication doesn't work that way. There's too much room for you to just fill in the stuff with misleading things. So you're going to follow the journey, and then you get an idea of what that middle stuff was. So working a whole bunch. So this starts in like 2023. I had come home from work, and my whole life we've always had like at least one extra person living at our house. Just kind of just our thing. We always help out people. That's just a thing. So like 2023, I came home from work in a bad mood, and it was going to be a long paper day. I could see by what was going on. And I came in being an asshole and made a rude ass remark to the roommate's friend. This started an argument between me and the roommate. This escalated. This started with me, my husband, and the roommate. Ending result with them like getting in my face in a corner, like me in the corner. Now, a weird thing happens at work later on after this, where a coworker does like a weird thing where they like put me in a corner, and like when I try to go out, like actually like hold their arm out and like stop me, not like help me in a corner to argue with me, like was just trying to articulate a point. But this is like fresh off the heels of that incident happening. And now other little bullshit happens throughout my life. Like vehicle breakdown and tires and like all kinds of stupid shit like that. That's like a regular occurrence my whole life. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. My whole family's like that. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not even going to try to remember all of that shit. That shit just, it's happened. I've tires inside the fucking things because they popped off the ball joints has happened not just to one side but to another at different times, and the same sides happened twice. So like just all kinds of weird shit like that. No like fatal accidents or anything like that. So I guess sharing a lot of TMI and all of this. My father is a on and off um, drug user. Um, and so, oh, before there, hold on. So, me and my mom got in a car accident, and I get like T-boned. Um, the car hits like the seat that I'm in gets T-boned. Luckily, the car was a lower riding car, so it wasn't like I got hit by the car. It hit underneath me, but it was a fully packed vehicle of newspapers, and the papers like went on top of me, and it like locked the door, and I couldn't get myself out of it. Luckily, I pounded on the window and somebody let me out really quickly, so it wasn't like that traumatic of a thing. But if you know how the brain works, like when you're in one of these kind of incidences, even 10 seconds, your brain is able to just put you in a lot of crazy places and stuff, especially if you're somebody like me who's a very imaginative type of human. So there's all this type of stuff going on. And then there's an incident with my dad where me and him get into a thing over him using again, and he puts me in a corner and gets in my face, and okay. So this has happened a lot recently, in the last few years, where people just like, you're not gonna do anything, you're weak. Not specifically those words, but that's what my brain seeing and hearing. Like y'all think that I won't because I'm very forgiving, and this is really annoying. So I'm putting like a rock in a hard place of like, I know how to be a good person, and I want to be a good person, but like people be trying my life all the time, and like I get it. You could just walk away from people and you go do your life on your own. I don't personally agree with that. I don't think it's the best choice. If that's the choice that you chose, I'm not knocking your path in any way, shape, or form. Whatever helps you, helps you. It's not the path that's going to work for me. I'm a very people type of person. Even when I'm isolated, I still, it's like an introvert, extrovert type of thing. Like I'm not either, I'm both. So it's just like a really complicated thing. I'm not the type of person that can just like abandon everybody and go live my life and be happy and content. I'm not like, if I know you, I stalk your shit randomly, just randomly. I'm just like, what you're doing up in your life. And like, I'm silently cheering for you, even if you think I'm your enemy. Cause I'm weird like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I can still have like little weird bitchy catty little shit. Um, but I still weirdly, I'm just like, yeah, they've got their license. Hell yeah, they got a certificate. Ooh, look at them got a house. Like hell yeah. Like a lot of people that stalk you aren't actually putting you down and stuff like that. Human beings usually get over things pretty quickly. And if we are holding on to something, there's usually a push and pull type of thing on it, because the things that you are holding on to severely in a negativity usually came from somebody that you either highly respected or highly loved. So that's why there's that push and pull. We're not going to get into all of that, but actually it's kind of a good point, because that's like the whole dynamics of all this stuff going on. The whole thing, this whole mental breakdown. See, I forgot that my husband watches, well, I didn't think my husband watched any of my videos, but I forgot that he was subscribed to my stuff, and apparently he watched one of my videos. So while I was doing papers today, he showed up with, well, he called my mom, and then dropped off 2 tires at my house so that I don't have to buy tires tomorrow. And that's where all of this whole mental thing goes. And I'm processing a lot. So when I say I'm going through a lot and I'm mental breakdown and shit, like I'm being really fucking honest. Like I have just kept going. It's okay. It's okay. It'll get better. It's okay. It'll get better for several years now, and just like life is like, yeah, let's see how much you can take. How strong of a bitch are you really? To the point where I went from a really unconfident human being to like, yeah, try me, bitch. I'm slowly getting the confidence. The world is like, yeah, you're gonna get confidence whether you like it or not, and yeah, I'm getting it. Okay, not necessarily the way people want it, but I'm getting it. So I deal with a lot, and everybody does. Don't like, oh, poor you. Like I am well aware that other human beings are dealing with a lot of other crazy shit, and some of the shit that people deal with, like even when they're like, oh, this is some of the light stuff, I'm like, oh, I ain't ever dealing with that bullshit, so don't try my life with it. So like we all have our capacities to handle different things, that, and I am aware of that. But going through a lot for the last few years. I've always been supportive of like underdogs, and like seeing people's abilities and potentials and stuff that they don't see in themselves, and have tried so hard to help people with this type of stuff. And it's like a weird dynamic because like I am aware enough to be like, listen, on some level, I'm helping everybody else for my own selfish needs, because like I get endorphins or chemicals in my brain for helping other people. It makes me feel like a good person. I like doing that. It aligns with what I want to be. So like I'm doing it for you, but like I'm also doing it for me. Like I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not. Like I straight up like the most selfish thing in the world. The best world for everybody is a selfish thing, like because it gets me the best world where I can have a good conscience about having a good life. And yeah, that's a selfish ass thing, and I'm aware of that. Like even going as hard as I go for everybody else, like there's a selfish level to it. Like I want a good world for everybody else so I can feel good about me having a good life, because I am an observant human being, and I am not the type of person that just can be okay with like coming out of a great, awesome fucking dinner or occasion or something and then see somebody who's struggling and being like, oh, let me ignore that. No, like I'm just gonna feel shitty, and like I won't have all of the fun that I will have had just gets ruined, because like how do you have fun when how do you I don't know, my brain's not wired like other people's. And like I hate to be that girl, like, oh, I'm not like others, but like I'm sorry, I'm just not it. And like there's obviously other people that are like me, but I come to the conclusion that I'm not like other people because so many other people have been like, bitch, you're broken, you're not like us. So that's how I came to this goddamn conclusion. Other people were like, no, bitch, you ain't like us. So now I'm like, okay, I ain't like y'all. I'm not trying to be special here. I have wanted to start this channel. I talked about it at work for a long time, and just things got so overwhelming. And I loved my job, my students, even my coworkers and stuff. I got so overwhelmed. I walked away, and I'm now so overwhelmed that like I'm just floating through. I'm doing the what I have to do. I'm in that mode. Like I do exactly what I have to do, and not announce more. And I know I'll shift out of it, but until I shift out of it, it's just like this weird late waiting game. I feel like I'm in limbo in like every area of my life right now. It's just like, yeah, you're on hold. And I'm just like, cool. Love that for me. Yeah. So dealing with all of this stuff and trying to be a logical person and trying to figure out like where are the boundaries of like I'm smart enough to figure out when I care about people and they don't care about me, or their level of caring about me is not at the level of which my needs are at. But I don't know how to like logically function in a new processing, because I'm just working on all of this, and these are old cycles, because unlike normal humans who fix themselves out of the old cycles, I'm just like, nah, let me see if I can do it right here in the middle of the mix. And yeah, sometimes I find it's just a whole ass reset. Yep. Like all my progress feels like it goes out the window. It doesn't, but like that's what it feels like at the moment. Until I'm like, oh no, I've made some progress, and progress is slow. And I'm a verbal processor, which means while I don't have to share this video on the internet, I have to articulate my thoughts out loud to not just get stuck in a loop in my head on a million different trains that are going in a million different directions. And when I don't articulate things for a long period of time and get isolated to my head, then when I try to talk to people, it's jumping from like 5, 10, 15 different thoughts. And unless I'm talking to an ADHD person that really knows me really well, like I have a best friend like that. Me and her can talk like that. But like others than that, there's not many people when I'm in that state that can even do anything more than just look at me helplessly. I am aware that all humans, no human, well, all, no, whatever. I don't, nobody was given a fucking manual on how to do this and process and understand things. But that just makes the world harder for me because what people are so sure about, I'm like, are you sure? How are you sure? Why are you sure? Because um, even science and all of these things are not as accurate as we'd like them to be. So maybe a little less sure on some of the things that we're so confident on might be advisable, but who am I? Just a nut job that's willing to stick a camera in my face and show you the things that other people wish the world would show, but are afraid. And now the cool thing about it is, it's like a snowball at the top. Once one person is like, here it is, people are just like, whoa, they can do it, I can do it. Shit, that's how I've done how most of my life is mimicking and being like, oh, you can do it, I can do it. Why not? You're human, I'm human. What's the difference? It's got me pretty well so far, as far as I am as weird as I am, because if I lose my job, I'll go get another one. And I'm a pretty fucking hard ass worker. Like even the jobs that don't like me will tell you, nah, she's a hard worker. She's a mouthy one. Maybe not a good fit for our place, but damn hard worker. I pride myself on that shit. You gotta pride yourself on something and make it something like internal that people can't take away from you. That's the smartest thing. Because this world will try to take anything away from you that they can. At least some people of it. I'm rambling. Again, this was a mental breakdown. I like to be transparent and highly like warnative. Like, hi, I'm crazy. Don't play here if you don't like crazy. Don't watch my videos because you think I'm cute and get triggered by some shit. Because I ain't that cute. I really ain't. As soon as my mouth starts going, the cuteness level starts going down. It's like, you know how like the crazy hot scale? This is like the opposite of it. It's the crazy the crazy unattractive scale. Like the more that I start being like, yeah, bitch, try me. Let's find out. Cause see, no, I don't think I'm the biggest and the baddest, but I think that it's very rare for somebody to be like, yeah, um, I can't hurt you as much as you can hurt me, but I can make this a real awkward fight on the fact that I'm going to push you to try to kill me. And you're a human being and probably don't want to do that. So this is going to be an interesting fight. And if you do want to do that, great for me, because then I escape this shit world that I'm clearly trying to fix because I think it's shit. So clearly not a good fit in this world. Never really been a good fit in this world. Every time I think life's getting good, life is like, not yet. And I'm like, okay, I'll just keep living because what other fucking choice is there? The self-eject button, not as easy as people think it is. Yeah, usually just makes your life a lot harder and worse. So, there's that. So you just endure, you just get stronger, you just keep going through it. I mean, or you can just be miserable about it. And I guess that's an option too. I don't like that path. I think it's pretty stupid. Don't get me wrong, I'm a human being. I have those moments where we're all human. We have those moments. But I'm not going to sit here and program my brain to be negative about everything, even if I sound negative. Um, like, this is a story to me. I'm just living it out. So, like, the narrative in my head is different. I can endure anything. Any negativity that happens, I'm Delulu. I will spin some narrative in my head to make me feel okay about it. I will. You're a big 3'6" ass man, 6 foot fucking man, 300 pounds, and buff and muscular, and I done talk shit to you, and yeah, let's go. Let's fight. Like, I'm about it. And I have that crazy stuff because if you hurt me, I'm going to sit in the hospital being like, ooh, I have healing powers. Look at me heal. Yeah, it's slow and everybody else has it. But when you spin it in your head, you know what I mean? And I will. I'll be like, look, we superhuman. We like lizards. We heal up everything. It's crazy. Absolutely. But it makes me okay with the world. So, and it don't hurt you in any way, shape, or form for me to be Delulu. I know that you think it does, but it doesn't. Damn, I've let this one go really long. I don't think I've really made any points other than I'm going crazy. It would be easier if I could just be like, nah, fuck everybody. I'm gonna be about me. That'd be real nice. I really wish I could be that person, but I'm not that fucking person. No. Instead, I try to be understanding of other human beings. For some odd reason. I don't fucking understand it either. But yeah. So now I sit in this stupid ass limbo of everything of my life is limboed. I still work, I still do the shit, but like, I walked away from a job I loved because I was too fucking stressed out to just be like, hey, I need help. And now I live with the consequences. And I'll get out of it. And I'll end up in a better place for it because I keep my mind set up high. And even if things fall out from underneath me yet again, I will, guess what? Learn more from it. That's why there's people that are actually watching my videos, even though I feel like a crazy person. Because even though I am crazy, there's a little bit of fucking truth in the shit that I say. Sometimes a lot. So, yeah, I'm going to end this. Because I really haven't said too much besides mental breakdown and emotional damage. Oh, that's a good one to end it on. Bye.